The executive order I'm signing, we're actually signing the executive order today, is really a moment. It directs the FDA to expedite their review of certain psychedelics already designated as breakthrough therapy drugs.
Many Americans are cheering the president's move there, especially military veterans groups. President Trump recently announced a groundbreaking executive order on psychedelic drug treatments. Many psychedelics, including LSD and MDMA, have been federally banned for decades. However, research is suggesting these drugs help treat depression, PTSD, and more. Former Trump Energy Secretary Rick Perry and Purple Heart recipient Marcus Luttrell say treatment with those types of drugs change their lives, and they hope to see the same happen for others.
We were trained for 60 years that anything that said the word psychedelic was bad. And what we're finding now is this God-created compound, properly diagnosed, properly dosed, properly followed up with, has extraordinary abilities to deal with all of these affections, if you will.
I think that's very impactful. I think there's a lot of people out there that need help, not only our veterans, but our civilian population that can benefit from this.
The problem is a big one. A Yale study found 7 in every 100 veterans will develop PTSD at some point in their lives. Now think about that. Over all the wars, all the service, that's a lot of people. Recent data from the Virginia healthcare system shows about 14% of the men and nearly a quarter of women veterans under its care suffered from PTSD. And in focus now, Dr. Marty Makary, FDA Commissioner. Commissioner, we spoke as you were sitting down moments ago off camera. This is a big deal for veterans and others. We'll get into that part. But first of all, the difference making that this will have.
We have a mental health crisis, and some of these conditions, we don't have good treatments. And so what President Trump did is we sent a strong message that this administration is going to prioritize mental illness in this country. We're going to look at alternative new approaches. We're going to use the scientific process, but this is the right time to send that message because the clinical studies have matured now and they've read out, and those applications are about to come to the FDA. So we're sending a strong message that this is a priority because we've lost more veterans since the Iraq War than during the Iraq War. As a matter of fact, more than died in the Iraq War and Afghan wars combined. We've lost over 30,000 veterans from suicide. So we owe it to them. For many of these soldiers, people in the military, they signed up to serve in the military. The war ended, yet our men and women are still dying. So we owe it to them.
Those numbers are horrific. It's like a disease that we hadn't been trying to treat. How big of a difference will the psychedelics make?
Well, we're seeing some early data from trials that there could be a 30 to 40% remission rate at 3 and 6 months. We'll see. We'll see what the data shows. We're not going to get ahead of it, but it looks promising.
Well, a large study out of Yale, again, found younger veterans are diagnosed with PTSD significantly more often than older veterans are, 14% and 5% respectively. Your thought on that?
Well, look, for a lot of these veterans, they were in a battle or traumatic situations.
Let me pause you 1 second. We are going to slow scroll some of the symptoms that you can look for if you think you or someone else is struggling with PTSD and having angry outbursts. Any of these that last longer than 4 weeks, you need to see a doctor. Okay, Commissioner.
And it's not just veterans, it's PTSD from rape or trauma or any one of a number of causes. But we have a problem with PTSD in this country. And so what do we have for them right now? Nothing really that works well. These early studies are showing that for those who are no longer in a ground battle, but the battle is still raging in their brain, there's some biochemical disturbance that they just cannot shake. They have trouble assimilating, they have trouble with relationships, they have trouble focusing, and they know it, and they want help. They're suffering. So we don't know exactly how the psychedelics are working, but we understand that there's some neuroplasticity, there's some way to reset nerves that we haven't fully described medically, but we see results that are showing a benefit over placebo. We are also hearing dramatic stories from individuals who say that they were suicidal and nothing else worked, and this helped turn their life around.
Well, that's worth it alone to
That's
look at
data.
this. So let's fast forward through what wasn't working in the past and why suddenly with President Trump we're looking at this again.
Well, look, 89% of veterans suffering from PTSD are treated with an antidepressant, what we call an SSRI, with pretty poor results for PTSD. And by the way, this class of medications has been studied now for opioid use disorder, for addictions like alcohol addiction, for anxiety disorder. We're not going to get ahead of the results. We're going to see those data come into the FDA, but we are ready to go with our new National Priority Voucher Program. We announced that today.
Excellent. I know one of the drugs, and we're looking at some of what the research will touch on, was ibogaine, I think is how you say that. But there are others on the list now, too. And so we're putting some of those things up on the screen now. I want people to really concentrate that at the heart of this. You mentioned crime victims, too, of rape. There's ibogaine. And other violent crimes can go through the same type of PTSD. This is a game change for a whole lot of people.
Look, we'll see what the data shows, but we're hearing dramatic testimonials. Ibogaine is the least mature along the clinical trial process, but with President Trump last weekend, we announced the first ever FDA investigational new drug clearance for a first-in-human trials of noribogaine. It's in that class. This is going to pave the way for more clinical trials, for right to try, for us to be open-minded. We have got to be open-minded about these classes of medications. And an important point that Rick Perry mentioned is you can't just pick these up at the pharmacy. If they're FDA approved, it's going to be delivered in a clinical setting. And we're going to get the decisions out in a month or two after the applications arrive. Some are going to come in this summer. These are the first applications we've seen with this level of caliber and sophistication and quality. And so you could see decisions out 4 to 8 weeks after that. Amazing. The fastest FDA approval in U.S. history was 42 days for an HIV drug. We need the same level of urgency we had with HIV for PTSD and our mental health crisis.
Commissioner Makary, thank you for being here in person. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.